What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Zebec today, ZBCN. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 26th day of October, and here we are sitting at about $0.004 right now. 9 hours, 51 minutes left in the day. We're up a little bit, up 4% on the day. That's nice to see. A good recovery from the 23rd of October's low here. From that low to the high, we've seen 28% overall, still up well over 20% right now. I very much do believe that we're going to continue to push higher. That's the expectation as the days go on. There probably will be some turbulence, I'm assuming, going into the end of the month and the beginning of November. There might be some turbulence, but ultimately I do expect that we're going to rip and move higher. Let's look at the short-term stuff. We'll zoom out to the long-term stuff afterwards, but let's start off on the 1 hour time frame here. Looking at this, the RSI is overbought, which is nice to see. Overall, trending up, right? Higher lows, higher highs. Getting overbought consistently, consecutively, without even getting oversold once, or even below the 40. That's nice to see. Definitely in a position of strength here. Stochastics are looking good, but at a point where you could come down a little bit, and that's fine. And the MACD just scooped the zero, so that's nice, right? Whenever we scoop the zero here, that promoted some growth. We might chill here, but we'll see. Looking at our fibs, we'll see if we're at a point to stop or if we continue to move on. I'm just getting a little bit of a signal that we could be chilling for a second here. 4 hour RSI is getting overbought, which is nice. That's the first time we've been overbought since October 6th on the 4 hour RSI. We hadn't been overbought for a little bit of time here. When we finally got overbought right there, you can see that we continued pushing higher over the coming day or day and a half there. So that's definitely nice. I could assume then that we might grow going into the next couple of days. But again, relatively speaking, at the 1 hour time frame, we could come down a little bit. Maybe by the time you watch this video, or even by the end of the day, we're at lower prices. But over the days to come, going into the end of the year, probably the 29th, or from this point until the 29th or the 30th, we're going to continue to grow. That's the expectation. 4 hour MACD, you crossed above the zero. You had your consolidation. Typically on the 4 hour MACD, for whatever reason, when you cross above the zero, we do see consolidation happen, and then you continue. Typically, that's what happens. Not always, but typically. Stochastics chilled, and now you're back in there. I think that you do want to drive higher relatively immediately. Maybe. Let's see. High to low. Not the scam wick, but this low here. If you do stop here, this is what I can say. If you do stop here, you'll find support at 0039. But if you don't stop here, you might just push on to 0044 to 00455, somewhere in this zone at the golden ratio area, where you found resistance before back here, where you found resistance before right here, where you found support right here as well, and resistance, resistance, resistance all throughout here. Perfect area to find some significance for resistance. You might push up there. Perhaps we're at 0044 to 0045 by the end of today, the 26th, and then we consolidate. But I would expect that there is, again, looking at the 1 hour time frame here, I feel like you could push higher a little bit, but you're overbought, and you're bouncing off your overboughts, and you're probably going to cool off at some point here pretty soon. But again, just relative to the 1 hour. On the 4 hour time frame, in my opinion, it looks like you're just getting started. You're probably, over the days to come, you've got growth. But again, in the short term, if we're here right now at 004, the reason I keep going back to this is if you see the price down at 0039, that doesn't mean that the upside's off. It just means we consolidated first and then moved up, as opposed to moving up and then consolidating, which is fine. But if I had to guess, looking at the 4 hour time frame, I'd be more under the impression that we do move up first before consolidating, but time will tell. Daily time frame, bouncing in an odd area on the stochastics. But again, we've done this a couple of times, right? We bounced right here, and we're bouncing right here right now. So it does happen. Whether you're coming from the up down or the down up, whatever, it happens both ways, it seems. The RSI on the daily time frame is bouncing off the same areas that it's bounced. That it's really, you've held support at this exact zone time and time again throughout your recent history since February here, right? Not every time, not every single time did you find support here, but oftentimes enough you did find support here. And you're finding support now right there. Beautiful to see. Great reaction. And the MACD is bearish but neutral at the moment. It's not really a factor. What I would say is that we have something to look forward to on the daily time frame. We'll probably be crossing above the zero here sometime in early November. So November should be starting off with a bang, which is nice to see. And likely that would promote more growth to go, right? Like whenever we crossed above the zero here back here on the MACD, that was just the beginning of more growth to go, right? That was like the 22nd of July. By the 31st, like 10 days later, we were up a whole lot more. I would expect that going into the middle, going into the end of the month of November, we're probably going to see some spectacular price action there. Overall, expecting the upside, right? Looking at this from a high to a low of this overall range, we are expecting more upside. Going into November, we should be seeing new all-time highs, and my expectation at a minimum by the end of November would be that we're at something of about 2 cents. Now, by the end of November, not by the end of this move. I think this move will persist to higher targets. We're ultimately going to 4.5 cents to 8 cents, somewhere in that zone there. But that could happen in December. It doesn't have to happen by the end of November. It depends on how fast we move. But if we move at this pace like we did before, it's quite possible that by the end of November, we're at 3 cents or more. And that's fine. That's great. But if we're only at 2 cents, that's fine as well. I think 2 cents is a good minimum to have. So being here, not even at half a cent right now, we're talking about some truly spectacular price action, you guys. I mean, from the current price here up there, that is roughly a 4x, like a 4.6x, 4.7x. That's not bad at all. Let alone to the maximum. Let alone to where if we see the 2618 to the 3113, like I think we're going, that's going to be something on the lines of like a 11x to a 1920x potential there. A lot of potential in the short term. And I very much believe that we're going to see that happen. Again, most of that will happen in November, but potentially we top off in December before consolidating further and pushing further. But overall, looking at this here, in a very bullish phase of consolidation, a very short-lived existence in this chart's history, right? Sold off, massive accumulative phase, positive reaction here, and now you're pausing, right? You're on pause, finding support at prior resistance back here, finding support on a closing basis right here at prior resistance as well in key areas. Good structure, definitely giving us the thought that this is just a consolidation phase that is the mark of continuation of an overall move that is yet to play out. So I very much do believe that we're going to see higher prices in a matter of no time at all. Looking at the daily time frame again, I want to look at these indicators. Oh yeah, we already went over it. Stochastics bouncing at that area. Yeah, okay. Weekly time frame then. Weekly time frame, RSI with a green close to this week, and we have 9 hours 43 minutes left in this week, so I think we're going to get it. A green close will provide a bounce off of the 50, which is nice. Stochastics are shifted upwards, which is nice, and then the MACD, you do have a decay in bearish momentum, which is also nice. But overall, you're very bullish on the MACD. I don't care that it's red. That doesn't mean that you're bearish. I mean, maybe for a moment, obviously you have to move down to get some red price action typically, or red readings in the histogram. But I would say overall, you look very, very bullish on the MACD. We've got lower lows here in the MACD, right? Oscillators here to there, lower lows, and we have higher lows in the price, hidden bullish divergence. Hell, we even have lower lows in the histograms as well, with higher lows in the price, hidden bullish divergence all around. Very much expecting continuation. I really wouldn't be surprised at all if even going into this next week, going into the end of the month, if we were pushing for new all-time highs. We could see some crazy stuff happen in the next week, but I am expecting what I am expecting personally. And again, just because I say I wouldn't be surprised if we saw this. I mean, that's just me saying we could kick this off any day now. But what I'm personally expecting by the end of the month is that we move up. We're probably around 0.005, probably, if not higher. And then we probably start off November to the downside. We pull back probably exactly to these prices, if not prices that are a little bit higher. And then we really get on with our bad selves, okay? I don't really have anything else that I want to say. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. This is that moment where I think we should check Zebec Network and just see what they're posting. There was something I saw yesterday. No, maybe not. I thought I saw it yesterday, but I guess maybe I'm thinking of something else. I thought I saw there was like a new partnership or something, but still, again, I think this is exciting here, right? I think this is pretty exciting stuff. We'll see, guys, because we're not in that time yet where the championships are happening yet. I wonder as the cycle goes on, whenever basketball and NHL, whenever viewership goes up, I wonder if this branding here is going to help out with that. I really do. They say here's what you'll see Zebec X uphold this November. Is this actually going to be like? Are they actually sponsored or sponsoring the NHL and the NBA? Or if we're watching television and we're watching the Vegas Knights play the Florida Panthers or Atlanta Hawks playing the San Antonio Spurs, are we going to see Zebec advertised in the stadium or in commercials, or like the same way that they do VeChain or crypto.com in the UFC. Like that would be pretty freaking cool, you guys. That'd be pretty freaking cool if that happens. But we're waiting to see how that goes. Anyways, nothing else to talk about. Hit the like button, subscribe, take care. Thank you all. Up, 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 up. Bye bye.